Get deep, going deep, chatting JD.
Oh, what's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation?
What up, dudes?
Before we begin the episode, we got a couple reads for you guys. We're going to dive right in with our dogs at CBD with their new company, Mingo Rad CBD Vapes. Oh my God, guys. Stoke Nation, we are back at it again with another vape-tastic episode brought to you by our homies over at Mingo Rad. I'm telling you, dudes, I vaped for years and never felt this good. I can feel all that CBD goodness pulsating through my veins. Pulsating might be a strong word, but you get the vibe. In case you missed last week, we've been trying out these Mingo Rad CBD vapes with deliciously natural flavors like Melon H2O, that's watermelon, Electric Raz, that's blue raspberry, Cocoa Key, that's coconut and key lime, Mocha AF, that's coffee and mocha as fuck, and Sugar Cane, sweet sugar. And you can feel naturally good about using Mingo Rad vapes because they only use CBD sourced from USA organically grown, non-GMO hemp grown right here in the land of the free and the home of the brave. USA grown hemp, and all products are THC free, so you won't get blitzed out of your mind. You'll just be anxiety free. Head over to www.mingorad.com/goingdeep and use promo code GOINGDEEP for 20% off your order, Stokers. Trust us, you'll be stoked about this purchase. That's mingorad.com/goingdeep, MINGORAD. Promo code GOINGDEEP, like the name of the podcast, for a sweet, and there's a C in there, 20% off your purchase. And while you're at it, check out their social media, at mingorad.usa, and give those motherfuckers a follow. They're lacking in that department. So what up? Thank you guys for sponsoring the pod. Super appreciate. And we're also brought to you by the Masters of Sweet Action. You guessed it, MyBookie. Guys, we are heavy into March Madness right now, and it is going up. I couldn't think of a good word to say.
You see Irvine with the W today.
Oh, dude, yeah,
you
nice.
See Irvine with the W in the tourney.
Dude, so many Stokers are reaching out with the Newport Beach.
Dude, it's right there.
It's
right there.
They should have at UC Irvine, like when they're advertising the school, at the end of it, UC Irvine, and then your head pops up.
It's right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
You're
Newport
on the beach.
You're on the beach.
All right, MyBookie. What up, MyBookie? Dudes, brackets, first round upsets, the Final Four. March Madness is here, and it's time to bet with the best at MyBookie. Would you rather sit at your office desk or call out sick and binge on NCAA tournament games and junk food? Like that's even a choice. Sometimes it feels good to be bad, that's for sure, especially when it's with someone you trust. And if you're looking for a place to get in on the action, you can trust MyBookie. They've been in business for years, and they're growing like wildfire, that's for sure. The best part is they pay out fast. I know this from personal experience. So when you call that 12/5 upset this year, make sure to celebrate. You'll be pocketing cold, hard cash. Yeah, dudes, I love MyBookie. I go on MyBookie to get in on that sweet action. I've never won, and that's just on me and Strider, but it's super easy to use, and it's a great place to get on that sweet action and then start using gambling jargon.
Fuck yeah.
So that's it. And what up, Stokers? We're here at episode 63. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
What up, dude? Boom clap, Stokers.
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Fresh off a home visit?
Yeah.
Nice.
Staycation. Went down and hung with the fam, saw some old friends, just watched people.
Nice.
I'm a voyeur, dude.
Yeah.
I like to watch. That sounds weirder than it was.
No,
but,
I know what you're saying.
Like at my mom's like neighborhood pool, you can see it from her place. I would just like look and be like, who's out there?
Yeah.
Who's sitting there? What's their story? Yeah.
The actress, who's the really good famous one?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Apparently she does that. She just watches people to learn the behavior.
Well, also it's like I went to a club by myself last night. I went to the bungalow in Huntington Beach just solo.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just like walked around. Like it's hard to when you're by yourself, you don't want to stay still for too long because then everyone's like, who's this guy who's all alone?
Yeah.
You know? So you stay on the move so it looks like you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, I was like, man, I feel uncomfortable. I was like, just focus on other people. And then I'd watch.
Did you start to feel good?
Yeah, it felt better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was always that pang of loneliness of being solo there. I was like, man, I wish I had a dog to just fucking bounce off of, or, to get up the courage to go talk to a woman. But instead, I just stayed on the march. Yeah.
Both a human and a pet.
Yeah.
Two kinds of dogs.
Yes.
When you first said dog, I thought you actually meant dog.
Oh, like, I did. I wish I had my childhood dog Taz with me at the bar. Nothing draws a crowd like a dog either.
You could be like, man, I'm so nervous to talk to that girl, and the dog will just look at you, and you're like, you're right.
I got a lot of courage from Taz.
Yeah, dogs do that. That's what dogs are for.
Amen. What else, dude?
Dude, I'm feeling good.
How you doing?
I'm on day 5 of the cleanse.
You look good, dude.
I look
You
good?
look like you've had the breakthrough.
Oh, dude, I did have the breakthrough. I feel actually really good.
Nice,
I feel.
dude.
I think I'm definitely in ketosis right now.
That's awesome.
But yeah, starting yesterday, I like my energy levels were like super high, and just I've been in a really good mood.
Hell, fuck yeah.
So, yeah, whatever it's doing is making me feel good.
That's awesome.
I was thinking about, I don't know if I'm gonna go the full 10 days because it's pretty gnarly, and all I can think about is eating like an entire cow.
That's gonna taste so good when you finally do, though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but it's just I don't know, dude. I went to a class today, dominated. Been feeling good. Like so many anxieties I used to have. I think part of it is being caffeine free too, because like I would drink coffee and I'd get these little anxieties here and there, that were just so pointless and would just get in the way of my day and just like overall performance and whatever I'm doing. And those have kind of like melted away.
Wow.
Or they'll be there a little bit, but I'm able to just sort of brush them away more easily.
Dude, diet is an elixir for anxiety. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is the no caffeine.
Right.
And plus, like, I have more energy than when I was drinking coffee.
Right.
But the first 2 days were rough, even like during the podcast, and then the second day was really tough. When we recorded the last one,
Right.
I was just fucking
Adjusting.
I was like foggy, and like foggy headed, and just like I watched war movies. I was in a dark place.
And if anyone's curious as to what kind of class Chad went to, it was a skateboarding class.
Yeah.
And he dominated.
I dominated. I mean, there's some like 9-year-olds there, and just fucking, because they can be intimidating.
Yeah, and they're not as worried about falling.
Yeah.
They don't understand the consequences of it. Like, once you've gotten older and broken a few bones, you're like, I really don't want to fucking have to do that again.
Yeah. They're like, ew, you're so old. And I'm like, really? Watch me stomp this impossible. Can't really argue with that.
Prove your youth on the board.
Yeah. I'm like, that's where you get in ketosis, little fucking Toby.
Nice.
There's a kid Toby there.
Is he a dick?
Yeah, he just like, he likes to flex a little bit, but it's all good.
Kids are good at getting under your skin, too, because they'll say the stuff they're not supposed to.
They really call out all my insecurities.
Yeah.
Especially in that class.
Yeah.
Like they'll not even like about my body, like even about my board, They're like, ew, you're using Alien Workshop? I'm like,
Do you want me to be Toby for a second?
yeah.
Hey, Chad.
What's up, Toby?
What'd you say?
I said, what's up, Toby?
Oh, that's cool. Is that your board?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's with the tone?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about is there something wrong with my board?
No.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know, man.
What's your problem, Toby?
You don't have to get loud, man. All right? We all just want to ride our boards. I don't know why you're...
Well, you came
being
at me all aggro flexing. Well, like you're like, hey, nice board, Chad, douche.
I'm sorry if you interpreted that as my subtext. I didn't mean it that way. I just want to have a good session. I want you to have a good session. I want us all to have some fun.
You always play these mind games with me right before we go out and hit the park. I know what you're doing.
Chad, I don't play mind games with people. Do you think maybe you're playing mind games on yourself?
You're not the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the skateboarding class.
I don't even know who that is.
What?
I was born in 2010. I don't know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Toby, I saw you trying to do a 360 variable yesterday. Sorry for calling it variable. And it sucked.
You piece of shit motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a problem with you, Chad.
What?
I think you're too old for this class. I think you're weak on your board, and I think you're weak in your dome, and I'm gonna come for you, dog.
Well, I'm in ketosis right now, okay? So watch me hit that quarter P, and then you can suck my giant dick.
Your dick is bigger than mine.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
should be. You're older.
Yeah, dude, you don't even have pubes yet. You can't even jizz yet. So who do you think you're talking to?
I like how clean my shit looks. When I drop trow and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm proud of my pubeless area.
What, with your worthless boners? You can't even procreate, bitch. My T levels are through the roof.
I don't even want to come. Ew.
Well, you're
gross.
Well, you're gonna want to, idiot.
Maybe I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I'll probably be the best skater in this class still when it happens.
Fuck you, Toby.
Man, I can't believe you have to deal with that all the time.
All the time, dude. He comes at me like that.
He's so passive aggressive for a 9-year-old.
Dude, it's like, it kills me. But but yeah. So from the cleanse, I think what the main takeaway, I'm not sure if the whole like clean your body thing is like real, but I think the main takeaway is that if you like eat real foods, you feel better.
Right.
That's what I've gathered.
Yeah, like, and what's not a real food?
There's like processed foods.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know, fucking chips.
If you're eating stuff that like you're literally taking out of the ground.
Yeah.
Or
yeah. I'm just gonna, like meats, greens, maybe sweet potato.
I'd like to
Some
grow
fruits.
and kill everything I put in me.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be real cool.
The Rogan
Yeah.
paradigm.
I want some chickens laying eggs.
That would be nice.
Roosters, sorry.
That'd be nice. I got some chickens killed when I was a kid. Our neighbors had a chicken coop, and I collected some of the eggs, and I didn't close the gate properly, and then the dogs got in there.
The dogs did?
Yeah, and the next morning, my mom was like, "Jean Thomas, a bunch of the chickens died last night. Mookie and Dippy got into the hen house." I was like, wow, that's a tragedy.
Did they find out?
Yeah, I think everybody knew it was my fault. But they
okay.
kind of let me off the hook because I was 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I have not forgotten.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, they're precious creatures. It's like you got these sweet dogs, but underneath their exteriors, they're, savages.
Yeah.
And
Once you find their edge and hit their primal trigger, they're going.
yeah,
They're going.
not so cute when you're a chicken.
No.
Dude, update on the Australian girl.
Oh, yeah. Here, give it to me.
Some of the stokers have been texting me or messaging me being like, "Oh, dude, pumped on you and the Australian girl." And yeah, we've been talking, and then on her Instagram last night, I see a photo with her and another guy at the beach, like kind of snuggling.
What?
Yeah. But I've been talking to other girls on Hinge since we
Yeah.
met. It's not like that, but it did kind of take the wind out of my sails. Just got in my car, started driving, put on Christina Aguilera Fighter with the window down.
Beautiful. That's what you gotta do.
And then I just imagined me like running upstairs, like so that the next time it doesn't happen.
I still have faith that you guys are gonna.
You're not alone, because I still messaged her today and was like, "Hey, I got like a function that should be a lot of fun tonight. You should come by." She can't. She's going to her fave concert. But I was like, I'm not out of the game yet.
Yeah. Dude, well, my current GF, she posted a photo with her roommate in like January, and they were like, this dude like Keaton,
Yeah.
and everyone thought it was her with like a new guy, and so
The Stokers got savage,
the
right?
Stokers got savage, yeah.
Yeah, you
But
guys.
it was just her with her roommate, so
Yeah, it's appreciated, but we got it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for looking out for me, but I got it.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, that picture of her that was just her with her roommate.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like.
But I'm saying for your case,
Oh, it could have been her roommate.
you never know. Hey, dude, but this little mishap could lead to you finding someone that's even more special.
It's pinball.
Yeah.
Bounce off one wall, hit another one. You don't
Yeah.
know what the final score is going to be.
That's life, baby.
Yeah, just keep that ball in play.
Yeah.
Keep that ball in play. Keep hitting the paddles.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You'll get some.
Just, stay in the game, keep enjoying every moment.
I'm trying, baby.
It's tough.
I try to love it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, you're fresh out of fucks according to your mug.
You imagine just like you have kids and you walk around with this at home. The kids are like, "Nice mug, Dad." You got a kid like, what's that kid's name?
What?
You're beefing with in the class?
Toby.
Yeah, you got a kid like Toby. Nice mug, Dad.
Yeah. What's that, son?
Was that sincere when you said that? Or are you fucking with me, Toby? I'm fucking with you, Dad.
Well, Toby, I got a little message for you. I'm fresh out of fucks. All right.
Fresh out of fucks.
Now go see your mother.
Hey, Toby, I got news for you about your criticism. I'm fresh out of fucks, bitch.
Aren't you late for class?
Then you go to your wife, you're like, Toby is killing me. He is ruining my self-esteem.
Dude, my nephew over the holidays, or maybe it's my niece, was like, I don't like Chad's hair. And
She said that?
Yeah. She's like, I don't like Uncle Chad's hair. And I was like,
It's weird when kids that age get jealous.
I would never say something like that to my uncle.
Yeah.
I
Or
would-
to any human being.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. I just looked at her. I'm like, fuck you doing?
You were like, does this mean war?
Yeah.
You were like, are we enemies now?
Well, I said to her, I was like, what the fuck did you just say? Then my brother intervened.
Yeah.
But
You let her get to you a little bit.
yeah, I was pissed. I mean, if I feel like your niece and nephews are supposed to be like, wow, you're amazing. You look like Apollo, but they say that they don't like your hair. Sorry.
Do you think you were extra pissed because you were so surprised to be betrayed by her?
Yeah, I was pissed, and I was like, you know what? I think my favorite nephew is my brother's dog.
Whoa.
Because he loves me all the time.
I've seen that in a lot of people.
And sorry, Bill, if you're listening, I love my niece and nephew. But Nash gives me all the love I could ever ask for. But maybe I'm not giving them enough love, so they're kind of like, reciprocating.
It's hard. It's chicken or the egg thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. They're wrong.
Oh, thank you.
You got good hair.
Thanks.
I think anybody would say that.
Shout out to Jess.
She's great.
Oh, you're
I
going
saw
to
her
Jess now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is great.
Yeah.
Should we dive into topics?
Yeah. So, dude, let's watch it one more time so it's extra fresh.
To my right.
We're gonna watch the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood teaser trailer.
I wonder, Aaron, are we able to pull it up on this monitor?
I was probably
no
just going
worries.
to play it and then edit it out that we watched it
Oh,
and
okay.
just skip straight to our reaction. We're going to watch the trailer real quick and then come back and have our reactions, but it's our third time watching it.
His bounty lost.
So what did you think of the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood trailer?
It looks amazing.
Quentin Tarantino's 9th film. I like the way he does that, where it's
Yeah.
like, this is a big deal. It's my 9th movie.
Yeah. I don't really know what it's about yet, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it was skimpy on plot details.
Yeah.
But dude, there's one thing that cannot be disputed. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio are cool.
They're cool and they look great.
Yeah, when you see them pop in a frame together, you're like, this is the most coolness I've ever seen in a
Yeah.
single frame.
Great
Yeah.
hair, great facial expressions,
Cool dudes.
lots of tea.
Their timing is so good with each
Oh,
other. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. God, they're both, what a great combo.
You know, I've got a thing about Leonardo DiCaprio. I like him a lot as an actor, but I don't like him when he plays tough guys.
Yeah.
I don't think it's totally believable. Like, especially in Blood Diamond, he has
Yeah.
to play like a mercenary who grew up in like the hard world
Yeah.
of like Zimbabwe or Rhodesia.
Yeah.
But I just don't think.
Or even Departed.
Yeah,
It's
like I didn't
hard-
like him in The
it's
Departed
hard to
either.
buy into.
Yeah, I liked Matt Damon way more in that movie. I like Leonardo DiCaprio when he plays like a dandy. Like I
Yeah.
thought he was amazing in like Django Unchained. I thought he was amazing.
Great. Yeah, I
in,
love him in
Wolf of
Django.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
I like him a lot in like Catch Me If You Can,
Mm-hmm.
where he plays like kind of softer, not softer guy. Like the guy in Wolf of Wall Street's a madman, but when he plays characters that aren't like warriors, basically.
Yeah.
When he like in The Revenant, I wasn't crazy about him.
Yeah.
But this looks more in his wheelhouse, that I think where he excels the most.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah.
And he has a stuntman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And he's kind of up his butt a little bit, but he
Yeah.
plays that so well.
And I love the old Hollywood vibe.
Very
that just
cool.
makes me happy, that vibe.
The look is amazing. Like
Looks
the way they
amazing.
show the streets of LA and stuff in the
Yeah.
Cinerama Dome.
Yeah.
It feels iconic.
Yeah. Just Brad Pitt is just he has great like facial expressions, especially with his like eyebrows and his forehead,
Yeah.
He's good at like crinkling up his forehead at the right time.
He's really good at that.
Yeah. I always notice that. In like Troy, when he's like contemplating, he's like
He looks beautiful in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His accent works a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good. I love him. I think my favorite performance from him, besides like You know, I really like him in like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think he's so
Yeah.
funny and cool in that movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's obviously not one of his like great movies. I think of like his like Oscar type movies that he's been in. The one I liked his performance the most in was Moneyball.
Yeah.
And he has that scene where it's all about his facial reactions, where he just listens to his daughter play a song at the Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And you really think it's like he's that girl's dad and he's about to cry because she's so talented. It's like unbelievably real.
I rewatch Moneyball clips because I love that movie.
I rewatch many clips from that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
his timing in that, he has such interesting like vocal timing.
Yeah, he has a very good voice.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Yeah.
And then the scene like drags on, you get like uncomfortable.
Or like during the game when he's doing like lat pull downs.
Yeah.
And then they win and he does like the like.
That's another
kinda-
great. His physicality is great.
Yeah, he doesn't celebrate all the way, but it's like he's like containing it. He's like
The restrained enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny you bring up his physicality and like his celebrations, because there's one scene in Mr. and Mrs. Smith where she like almost kills him when he's coming into the house.
Yeah.
And he's walking across the lawn and he's playing it like a frustrated husband, you know, who's also a assassin. He's like, God damn it. And he pumps his fist.
Yeah.
And it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I love Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I used to watch. That's one of those movies I would watch like over and over.
They reshot the third act of that movie like a million times, and it doesn't even matter that it doesn't work because they work so well together.
Yeah.
You can feel that they were boning
Yeah.
off camera.
Oh, dude, the scene when they get back when they're fighting and then they start boning.
Yeah.
And absurd.
Me and Joe P talk about that scene all the time.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice and rough.
Yeah. And then, well, the capstone of that scene where they pull the guns on each other and they're going to kill each other, and he puts down the gun. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, if you want it, take it. She's like, God damn it. God damn it. No. Yeah. And then they drop the guns and fucking,
Bone.
yeah. Lay, lady, lay. Yeah, and then the Bruce Lee impression's very good in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood trailer. Like, that
Yeah.
guy's really drilling it.
Is that a direct quote?
I don't think it's a direct quote, but that's his voice. I mean, it's
Yeah.
100% Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy does a good job.
Nice.
Dude, did you watch we tried to watch the HBO doc Theranos about
What's her name?
Elizabeth Holmes. She's this like young wall busting entrepreneur who starts a company called Theranos, which is like a Silicon Valley company that's going to revolutionize the way they do blood testing. She came up with a model that you don't actually need to go intravenous into the vein. You can just prick somebody, get their blood, then run it through like a printer-sized box that does 200 blood tests for like a fraction of the cost of the ones that you get at the hospital that take like a week to do. And so it's literally going to change the world. It was such a good idea.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the idea, I was like, whoa, we need that. And I think
Yeah.
those are the best ones where you're like, yes, that really fixes a problem we have.
Yeah.
But then you realize through the course of the documentary that it was all like a sham.
Yeah.
And she was just really good at lying and telling stories.
Yeah. She had that like visionary charisma.
Yeah, she was so intense.
Yeah.
And so weird. Her eyes were always
Her eyes were
the
hu-
size of saucers.
Her voice was weird.
So I heard a friend was telling me that she deepened her voice because apparently there's studies that say men respect women more who speak with like a deep,
Oh, really?
like baritone.
Oh,
I don't know if
interesting.
women, they don't say baritone for women, but yeah. But I don't know if that wasn't in the doc, I don't think. But
No.
but my friend was saying that's why some people adopt that kind of voice.
Yeah, it seemed like she just wanted to be the next Steve Jobs so badly.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah, that's like all she wanted, and also the investors that she got.
That was
were
incredible.
Insane.
Yeah, like secretaries of state,
Yeah,
like just like
General Mattis.
yeah,
Who else? A bunch of
Joe Biden,
huge people.
the biggest people, and they people who are ostensibly super smart and good judges of character.
Yeah.
were totally swindled by her.
Yeah, I think it just shows how much that like when they cover this kind of in the doc, how much more emotions can like influence people than like facts.
Yeah,
Which is crazy. I think she would just like captivate them with this story, and they're like, this is the next like Thomas Edison.
so she gets on the cover of Fortune magazine, and then like the guy who put her on the cover, who works for Fortune, when it turns out that they were just doing intravenous testing and lying about how well their models worked, so which is like the whole point of the company. When the Fortune guy finds out that he's basically been lied to, he almost starts like crying.
Yeah.
Like he's like, and then I told her that she had to respond to the article that called her out for all this stuff. And he's like, and she said she was going to go accept some bullshit award. I couldn't believe it. She had to do something. I was like, dude, you're in love with her.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like the heartbreak of someone. I mean, I know he put her on the cover and that like hurts his credibility as a reporter or whatever, but it felt deeper than that to me. I was like, bro, you like really believed in this person.
Yeah. I don't know. It was rough to watch after a while. It was funny watching like the engineers and the scientists who were like
Countering what she's saying.
Down in the lab, we were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like this, and then her like professor at Stanford, she's like, Elizabeth like told her the idea. She's like, "Here's my idea," and she's like, "That's fun, Elizabeth, but it's not possible."
Right. Do you think she actually believed?
Well, that was another interesting too. That behavioral guy was talking about.
Yeah.
He's like talking about a study where like on lie detectors they can tell if someone's lying when they know they're lying, basically. But they did a test of like people who were like playing a dice game for money, and then they would say the money would go towards charity. And they saw how many people like lied about winning or like cheating or something. Basically, when you think you're doing good, you can convince yourself that you're not lying.
Yeah, when you think you're doing something for other people or when you think you're doing something good.
Yeah.
I think that's true too.
Yeah.
It makes you really believe that what you're saying is true.
Yeah. So, and they kind of say it at the top of the doc where they're like, I think her intentions were always good.
Right.
I don't think she was like evil trying to scheme people out of money. I think she just wanted this thing to happen so badly that she kind of ignored the facts. But dude, and also the main scientist they hired who killed himself.
That was sad.
Yeah. The wife was so pissed.
I mean, he should not have killed himself.
No.
It's being way too hard on himself.
Yeah. If you should, for like charity or something, for like suicide help, you should be like, dude, just come over to my mom's.
Yeah, just come down to my mom's and hang, dude.
We'll crush some movies. It's going to be all good.
It'll be easier. Dude, so we got some questions this week. Oh, dude, one thing, I kind of wanted people to send in stories from business conferences they go to.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever seen the vibe at like when there's like a business conference at a hotel and everyone's like excited on the elevator and they're like, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, I guess this is my floor. Later, guys. And you're like, oh, dude, this is kind of like prom for like adults. Like you're going to this like big convention with like tons of people you don't know. You're hoping there's people you click with. You know, and I want all kinds of stories. I want stories about like, you know, hookups, just good friends you made and like wild adventures you had. Cedar Rapids with Ed Helms, very good movie about this. You know, just convention thrills.
I gotta see that.
Or conference thrills. Yeah, so yeah, if you got some conference thrills, send them in. Okay, first question. My dogs, I need your advice on a sitch with my roommate. So the other night he was out of the house and I figured I was in the clear for a nice bait session in the common area. I was getting my mind right and also simultaneously fell into watching a Brian McKnight music video on YouTube. I truly stoke on his older stuff. The Back at One video where he's a ghost after that plane crash is super dope. Sick vid concept for real. That's true. That is a good video and song. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I had multiple tabs rolling and teed up the right flick and got to work. I'm just gathering some steam when my bro busts back in the door and in a scramble I switch tabs while trying to cover up the unit only to land on the Brian McKnight video. My dude is obviously confused by the scene and makes a quick exit and we haven't revisited it since. So now it looks like I J down male R&B singers and keep it this secret from one of my true bros. How do I set the record straight and explain this unfortunate series of events? Thanks for the help, boys. Chaz,
what up? Thank you for your question.
I think you just got to tell him that, hey man, I was trying to J off to, porn, and then you saw the tab was open with the Brian McKnight, and then you guys laugh about it, and then you go back to your room, you close the door, and then you blast Brian McKnight again. So every time you J off now, you just play Brian McKnight in the background, and then your roommate knows you're Jing off, and he won't barge in on you again.
Oh, so it's like a tie on the door.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, be like, wait, hey, let's go see what Chaz is up to. Wait, is that Brian McKnight?
Yeah. Don't go in there right now. He's busy.
Yeah, he's busy.
Hey bros, this is Nick. You guys have filled my stoke tank ever since I started listening to your pod at work. It really helps me through the day and makes it more enjoyable. So much appreciation goes out to you dudes for that. But my problem is my girlfriend. We have been on and off for about 4 years and we are both 20 years old. Her parents are going through a divorce at the moment and are forcing her to move out because they will be selling the house. Her dad lives in Chicago and her mom and her don't communicate. She's wanting to move and get a place with me, but for my major, I would need to transfer schools, and she had previously told me we would not have a relationship if I moved away. Also, I don't think she will want to be with me if I tell her I don't want to move out with her. I love her and want to be with her, but I feel like she's putting this all on me to get her out of this sitch, and it's really bumming me out. How do I tell her I don't want to move out with her and still maintain the relationship after? Any advice on forming and finding a new squad when you don't know anyone? Much love goes to both you dudes. Thanks for all the help. Boom clap.
So he has to move for his major?
Yeah, he wants to move. Hold on. No, he would have to transfer schools to move with her. He lives away, I think.
Oh, she wants to move?
Yeah, together.
Gotcha. Well, dude, I'm sorry you're going through this situation. But I do think it's unfair of her to place this much pressure on him, saying the relationship's over if you don't move, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an ultimatum, or it totally is an ultimatum.
Yeah.
I think you got to tell her that you want to be with her and that you see a future, but at this point, you're just not ready to live together.
Yeah.
And then I think she'll stay with you, but even if she doesn't, I mean, you can't be forced into doing something you don't want to do, especially at your age, and you shouldn't force her into. You can't force her into doing anything either. So you just got to do what you really want to do, and that seems like you don't want to live with her, so don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're young. He's in school trying to finish his major. Relationships are important for sure, but you got to stay on your path. You can't uproot your life.
Yeah, and I think also there's a good chance she stays with him, even if he doesn't.
Yeah.
And maybe she needs more than he's able to give at this moment.
Yeah.
That's not
Plus, moving in
unreasonable on either side.
Moving in at age 20 is pretty young.
It's pretty early.
So, take a step back.
Yeah, for sure. That's true, too. If any 20-year-old in my life was like, what should I do? I'd be like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, dude? Super stoked to even be writing to you, dude. So sick. My question is kind of about my girlfriend, but also dealing with schmoles that try to ruin your stoke. She's normally super stoked about everything. She keeps me stoked all the time. She's super sick. But the other day, she high-key called me out for having too many favorites. Normally, she keeps me stoked at all times, but she hardcore bummed me out, dude. She pretty much said I was too stoked on too many things. What do I do about my usually super stoked girlfriend draining my stoke? How do you deal with people you care about or whatever, trying to take down your stoke level? Thanks, dudes. Thanks for promoting on a much larger scale than I'm able to. We need it. Maddie.
Dude, Maddie, never take down your stoke level. No matter what anyone says, keep that stoke level high. Own it. Be like, yeah, I have a lot of favorites because I get stoked on life and I like variety.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you loving a lot of different stuff. You're trying to enjoy everything that life has to offer. My dad calls that sucking the vine. But I could also see how it could rub your girlfriend the wrong way. It can be annoying and also subtly threatening to her, I'm sure. She's like, well, if he loves all this other stuff, maybe I'll be flavor of the month one day, So if she busts your balls about it, say, honey, I think you've gone too far with this one. Just let it go. I like stuff. There's much worse things in the world.
Yeah.
Also, the amount of times he said stoke in this email upset me.
Yeah. It's too much. Maybe she had a point. It's too much.
But there's worse issues than saying stoked too many times in a sentence. But as I was reading that, I was like, if I have to say stoked one more time, I'm not going to be stoked.
I like this sentence. It made me not stoked, dudes.
Yeah. What up, my dogs? I was in a weird situation the other night, and I would love some advice from the Grandmasters of Stoke. I was at an awesome party on Saturday night, absolutely feeling myself and dancing my balls off. There were hella babes, and I danced with one in particular for hours. Like you, JT, nothing revs my engine like getting locked in with a babe and gyrating on each other's junk to the tune of some heavy beats. Anyways, we went back to my crib and things started heating up. The only problem was that I delivered some of the worst dong this girl had probably ever experienced. It took hours of foreplay for me to get fully torqued, and then when I did eventually, it took approximately 3 pumps for me to launch some penis pudding out of my dong piece. I looked up only to see pure disappointment on her face. I immediately asked if she wanted me to swizzle her box, but she simply let out a sigh and refused my offer, temporarily draining my stoke. Though stoke was quickly recovered because I still had an unreal night and I refused to ever let my stoke deplete. Do you dogs think there's any way I reconcile my piss poor performance with this lovely lady? She was really fun to hang out with and has a rockin' rig. How do you dogs think I should proceed with this predicament? Thanks in advance for the advice, my bros. You guys kill it every week.
You gotta ask her for a second chance. You gotta ask, like, he's like Al Gore. Ask for a recount.
Yeah.
You know? And just be straight up with her. Be like, look, I delivered terrible dong that night. 3 pumps. It was abysmal. You know, I really want to just, you know, go deep in the foreplay and just deliver high quality dong and show you what I'm made of. And this is me. Let's do it.
That sounds triumphant.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, dude, thank you for sharing. Good on you for still thinking it was a good night.
For sure.
Ask her out again.
Yeah.
Hey guys, love your podcast. I just moved to Hawaii for grad school at University of Hawaii, and my boyfriends of 5 years who still lives in Washington came to visit. We have a lot of tasty sex because I'm a very horny woman, but the other night I walked in on him beating his meat like it owed him money. I got pretty bummed and felt insecure because I interpreted it as he didn't want to lay pipe on me. Should I have joined in, or was it okay that I lost stoke on riding out on him in as much? Should I just let it go, or is this a red flag? Stay cool, guys.
I don't think it's a red flag at all.
No.
You know, he's probably a horny dude. He just, you know, he had to beat his meat, you know, but keep getting in there, getting after it.
Yeah, I understand where she's coming from, because like him beating his meat when he's visiting for maybe just a couple days.
Yeah.
Depends how long he was. If he was staying with you for like a month, it's like, yeah, he's going to beat his meat at some point.
Yeah.
But if he only visits for like 2 days and you catch him jacking off, you're like, you couldn't just like save that jism for me.
Yeah.
But if you guys are already having sex and he's just doing that on top of it, sounds like he's just a super horny guy.
Yeah.
So it's maybe not a big deal at all.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt yourself, you know.
Yeah, if everything's good and you just catch him jacking off once in a while,
Yeah.
everything's still good.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys get after it. You're not leaving him unsatisfied.
And he's not leaving her unsatisfied. Yeah.
He sounds fully satisfied, but you know that's part of his routine. He's like, I got a lot of jizz, and I gotta let loose.
Yeah, he might just have a lot of jizz.
Yeah.
Hey bro, so this is girl I've been crushing on in the gym for a while now, and we recently were introduced by hanging out with mutual friends and good sushi. We hit it off pretty well, but I'm more of a nice introverted but swole dude, and she's a total 10 gym babe. We're both nursing majors, but I'm a semester ahead of her, and I'll be graduating in the fall 19 and her in spring 20. So I don't want to rush things or get serious, and I have to leave for a job and have a new relationship start off long distance. I have a class with her, but I never see her alone except for at the gym, and I don't want to ask her out at the gym or in a group of friends. What's the call? Dude, you're like beyond overthinking it. Just ask her out.
Yeah. Or invite her to a party.
Broskies, what up, bros? I have a question. No disrespect to my dog JT, but JT, can you fight? I need to know your record and win-to-loss ratio. Boom, clap, jump, wow. I've got bad shoulders and not much fast twitch. I'm probably 1-0 in full fights, 1-1 in boxing dudes at parties, and 5-0 in skirmishes, meaning I survived and got out of there without an injury.
Have you ever gotten like really fucked up from a fight?
I mean, boxing, I got knocked unconscious and had to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But beyond that, no, I've been like...
You ever had your nose broken?
No, I've never even been cut, really. I've just had some bruises and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just been in like bar situations where drunk people start like running at each other and falling over. But I've been lucky where I got my nose bloodied once. Yeah, that was it. But I've always wanted to get out of this situation. I never wanted to like be in a real fight.
Yeah.
Even against Puzio, I didn't want to fight him. I just wanted it to be over. So most of the time, if I get into like a skirmish with someone, I just want to get on top of them and be like, stop. And then get out of there. And like, you know, it's like more like rams hitting their head in the wild. I don't actually want to like hurt someone or get hurt. It's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
This one is from @MoscowMail.com. Interesting. Hello, I'm a female listener new to the USA. The podcast has made my transition to Southern California much easier. I'm very thankful for the cultural education. I come from Russia and have been having a hard time meeting a good American man. I am looking for something serious. I would like to settle down and have children. Specifically, I would like to bear a child from Mother Russia. I would like to find strong American seed, and I'm looking for a virile, red-blooded American man. Russian men lack virility. The vodka and cold makes them very infertile. Even if I do not marry, I must at least become pregnant. How can I find a fertile American man? Chad and JT, you both drink green juice, and have impressive muscles. Would you like to give me your seed? Thanks, Anna.
Anna, super appreciate the request.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Thank you, yeah.
I'm open to meeting.
I'm currently taken, so JT is all yours. Are you ready to give her your seed?
No. But I'm open to meeting.
What's your take on Russia?
I can separate the idea from the person, I think is what I'm saying. What up, Chad and JT and any honorable guest on the pod today? Right off the bat, you guys have been a huge source of positivity and you've inspired me to pursue good health, friendships, and meditation since I started listening to the pod. I'm 18 in my senior year of high school, living with my mom, and my sister is visiting from college. My parents are quasi-divorced and I see my dad occasionally, but I've always felt very disconnected with them. Some months ago, I was having dinner with him and he was downing bourbon while talking about his days out of college. He murmured something like, and on top of that, I was going to get married, and then moved on. And I resolved that I had misheard him, which maybe was psychological self-defense to prevent any more stress. Today, my confusion was reignited when I overheard my sister talking to my mom about when she learned that dad had a past wife from a family friend's accidental mention. This is a huge shakeup for me, as I suddenly feel a huge rift in my understanding of my dad and his life. My dad's been awful at living with and relating to women as long as I can remember, so I have strong worries about what might have gone down that resulted in the separation and seeming oath of silence about it. Should I bring up this tough subject out of the blue to my dad and ask him honestly? Should I ask my mom about what she knows? Should I just have some deep talk with my therapist? Any suggestions would be a great help. Also, sorry for the long question. Feel free to abbreviate it to a question if necessary. Thanks, Stoke family. Harrison.
Dude, super sorry to hear you're going through that, man. I think I'd talk to his therapist first.
Definitely talk to your therapist first.
Yeah.
Great call. Because they'll help you sort through your ideas and then your course of action after that.
Yeah.
I would just say that there's no rush.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've pressured my parents into telling me some truths that, and I pressured them hard. I was like, tell me. And then when I found out the truth, I realized why they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And in the long run, I am sort of happy that I found out all that stuff, but it was definitely like a lot to process. I felt like one of those, when you see a snake like digesting like a big animal, and it's like this, they're like this skinny animal, and then they have this like huge knot.
Yeah.
I felt like that processing some of the information.
It was like you were like
I swallowed a bit more than I could chew, I guess.
It was like you were a boa constrictor trying to eat like a deer.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a big nugget of truth. It was a deer of truth, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I can get this thing down.
Like, damn, I should have talked to my therapist before.
Like, my parents do know what they're doing sometimes in terms of what they divulge and what they don't.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Chad and JT? My name is Benjamin, and I've been going by Benji my whole life. I love this nickname, and has low-key given me hella cred because people seem to think it's a cool name. I agree. But as I'm coming to the end of my college career, I have the question, should I go back to Benjamin or even Ben for the real and business world?
Dude, stay Benji. Stay fun, dude. Keep having fun.
I love that. I think this is something that every person with a nickname goes through.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Klimkowski went by Klim. At one point, he told me he no longer wanted to do that. I'm JT, but I've gone by John for certain stretches, but then came back hard to JT.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Chili doesn't want to be called Chili anymore. But here's the thing. Once someone knows you by your nickname, they're never switching.
No.
They can't switch.
Dude, yeah. Stay Benji, dude.
Stay Benji, bro.
You're going to go to Benjamin, and then you're going to be like, hey, so what's your name? And you're like, Benjamin. You're going to be pissed.
He's going to miss Benji. He's going to think
Yeah.
about how fun it was being Benji.
Yeah.
This one is, why Landmark is your best steroid supplier? From Ben. Dear friend, glad to know you're a professional bodybuilder from the Facebook. This is Ben from Landmark, which is specialized in the steroids area. Dynabol, Anavar, Anadrol, Deca, Provolone, Systanon 250, Equipose, Masteron, Primobolan, etc. over 10 years. Any inquiries will be replied within 24 hours. 2, high quality fashion designs and reasonable competitive price, fast lead time. 3, payment you can pay for the order via Western Union MoneyGram. Best regards, Ben. What's the question?
Is he asking about steroids?
Oh, that's a spam email? So there's no question?
Oh.
Aaron's saying it's a spam email. There's no question, guys. Sorry
Well,
about that.
Why would he write to the podcast email?
Yeah, I don't know. Should we respond and say that this is just for questions about like things that are happening in your life and stuff?
Or maybe ask him if he has a question.
Right, yeah. I'm going to respond and say, what's your question,
Yeah,
dude?
just be like, is there something going on in your life?
I would say this guy's probably got a problem with steroids.
It sounds
for
like
sure.
it. He's
Yeah.
so aggro.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. That's really hard on your liver
Yeah.
and your self-esteem and who knows what else. They haven't really done long-range studies on steroids, so
Yeah.
it's kind of an unpredictable thing.
Yeah. Just ask him if there's something he wants some advice on.
Aaron's got some stuff on the about the
I was
person asking
like,
about their dad's past.
I was like 13 or 14 when I found out my dad was married before, and it wasn't like they were hiding it. It was just like, oh, didn't we tell you? So it's a little bit different, but this guy's also 18, so like, I think
He can handle
you
it.
can, yeah, that should be pretty straight up. Hey, you were married before? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He should just go at it straight ahead and just say, "Hey, did you have a family before us?"
Not a family. I mean, my dad didn't. He was just like, he got married when he was young, and then it didn't work, and he got drafted, so he went overseas, and then his wife divorced him while he was over there.
Right. Yeah, it might not be as... Dude, you know what it is? I'm doing what this kid might be doing. I'm thinking it's like worse than it is.
Yeah, it could just be
Like-
something very simple like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my head I was like, dude, this kid's dad's killed somebody. And that's not what my dad did. That wasn't the secret I found out. But the secret I found out was weird. And I was like, I just don't want this kid to find out weird. But yeah, it's apples to oranges. So yeah, you should just ask your dad on a drive. Go for a drive with your dad and ask him. Is that what you're saying, Aaron?
Yeah, or I mean, if your mom doesn't know, that would be weird, but she might know.
Right. Good call. All right. Chad, who is your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is with this dude, Rod. I'm keeping it in the rollerblade era of my life. This dude, Rod, who, what up, Rod? Sorry to get aggro up top, but this dude, Rod, he wanted to borrow my brother's K2 skates one time at the skate park, and we were all having a good time, I was on the mini ramp just, busting out some stalls, really getting after it. My brother got these new K2 skates. They were like yellow and black and just super smooth, good little grind thing on them. And he was really busting out some Sweet Royale grinds. He was really just like, shout out to Mark, dude. He was fucking tearing it up. This dude, Rod, comes in, who's probably like, my brother and I were probably like 10 and 12. Rod was probably like 18. He comes in super aggro. He's like, yo, let me try those skates. My brother's like, no. And he's like, let me try those skates. And he's like, no. And he's like, yeah, this motherfucker's not going to let me try those skates. And he was yelling all over the skate park. My mom came and she got really upset because he was like yelling at us. But she didn't like fight with him or anything. She was just like visibly like, oh my God. And I'm
Distraught.
like, Rod, you upset my mom because you wanted to borrow skates. Skate on your own skates, all right? Those are my brother's K2s, all right? Who borrows skates? It's like borrowing a wetsuit. It's gross. So, yeah, just, Rod, thank you for ruining that sesh. And I hope you have your own K2s right now. And don't upset my mom ever again.
Nice, dude.
That's my beef. What's your beef?
Dude, my beef of the week is with the person who released the video of the Miami Dolphins football coach, Chris Forrester, doing cocaine in his office.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you have probably seen this video. I'm going to tack the audio on at the end of the podcast. He's doing FaceTime. He's leaving a FaceTime message with I think she was like a woman of the night that he had been seeing a lot. And he's doing cocaine in his office. And he's like, I miss you so fucking much, babe. I miss getting fucked up with you so fucking much. And I fucking want to do this cocaine off of your hoo-ha. And but he doesn't say hoo-ha. And it's a really intense video. But I can also relate to it because I used to do Adderall and talk to webcam models pretty intensely. And she took this video that he sent, which was obviously just meant for the two of them, and she gave it to the media, and he became a big joke and lost his job, and since then has gotten better, and he said it was actually good for him because it made him confront his demons. But I think she could have just had an intervention. She didn't have to release this video of this guy being super vulnerable and honest about what a degenerate he was. And I heard he was doing a good job at his work at the time. He was a good coach. And obviously you can't be doing cocaine at work, and the guy brought this shit on himself by doing that kind of behavior at work. Like, you know, it's not smart or reasonable, but I just am really mad at her for releasing that video. And she said it was because, like, white guys get away with too much stuff. And I mean, that's probably true, but I don't think this was the guy who needed to, like, suffer to help that cause.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Seems like this guy was just kind of a mess. And I feel for him. Because, you know, he was just trying to, like, get randy. And I would be really hurt if some of the webcam models, who I always try to be really nice to and pay well, put out videos of the weird stuff I did. I would be really, really hurt.
Also in that video, he looked like he was having a really good time.
Yeah, he felt really good in that moment.
It honestly made me kind of pumped up.
I love watching it.
I was like, I want that passion he has for her. He's really railing those lines, you know, and just getting after it. And I was like, he's having a good time.
He was being really sweet. He's like, I miss you so much. Yeah.
Does he have a new job?
I think he's coming back. Yeah. I haven't fully checked up on it. I know he's doing better, though, health-wise.
Nice.
So that's the good that came out of it.
Yeah. Good for him.
My dog. Who is your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is this dude, Colin O'Brady. You may have heard him on the Joe Rogan podcast a few episodes ago. He crossed Antarctica in 54 days.
Whoa.
And he was pulling like a 300-pound fucking sled behind him of all his supplies. 54 days. I mean, temperatures were like -20 to like -65 with like wind chill and stuff. Really extreme conditions. Not to mention pulling a fucking 300-pound sled. And I love hearing about those endurance athletes, dude. They're amazing. And his story is really inspiring. Sounds really tough, but you know, I totally get. I'm nowhere near that mindset, but I totally get where they're coming from. Where it's like this thing, they want to do this thing that looks so brutal, but they do it, and it's just like the sense of adventure they get, and the sense of accomplishment after. It's just like, it sounds amazing. So thank you to all these endurance athletes for just like inspiring me to keep challenging myself. I love it.
Nice, dude.
And yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, and dude, he had some gnarly stuff in there. Like he had to like shit in a bag and carry it so he wasn't like contaminating Antarctica. That was like one of the laws. And he was also talking about how like in Antarctica, like there's no life. So he basically saw zero life for 54 days.
Whoa.
Which has got to be a trip.
Like being on Mars or something.
Yeah, but he would lock into these flow states and just travel across. So
hell yeah.
It's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Who's your babe?
My babe of the week is Patricia Arquette.
Nice.
Wonderful actress. I watched her. I was listening to Bill Simmons and Ben Stiller talk about her on their pod, and I borrow so much from Bill Simmons, it's insane. But he just always makes stuff pop up in my head, and he popped up in my head how much I love Patricia Arquette. She was so good in Escape at Dannemora. Like, she totally transforms into this, like, sad character, but you really feel for her. And, like, even though she's kind of a shithead to the people in her life and super manipulative, you see where it's all motivated from, and so you still feel empathy towards her. And I think that's what, like, great acting and art is, you know, kind of giving you empathy where you wouldn't ordinarily have it.
Yeah.
And then she's just great in everything. She was amazing in Boyhood, so like real in that movie. And then Flirting with Disaster and True Romance. She's just a really underrated actress who always does really, really good work. So you're my babe of the week, Patricia Arquette.
Nice.
All right, dude, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is the band Judah and the Lion.
Nice, dude.
They're big listeners of the pod. They invited us to go see their Jimmy Kimmel performance last week. JT unfortunately could not make it, but
I was editing the pod.
It was awesome, dude. Like going to the Jimmy Kimmel, like the green room.
Yeah, how was that?
It felt so Hollywood. It was so cool.
Yeah,
it is right in the middle of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so I got to go in the green room. Kamala Harris was there too, and then I saw Mark Hamill.
Whoa.
Luke Skywalker, if you guys don't know, dude. And I've always like tried to model my hair after his hair in the first Star Wars. So
And you told him that, right?
no,
Damn.
I didn't get to meet him.
Did you see him?
I just saw him. I was just like looking at him. He looks like my uncle. I was like, Uncle Chris.
Do you want to do the force to Mark Hamill when you see him? Do you want to force him see if you could bring him closer to you?
I should have done that. I was paralyzed. I was paralyzed in that kind of.
He might have forced you.
Dude, he like force choked me. He's like, don't come near me. I'm like, don't
Yeah.
ask me about my hair. I'm about to go on. I'm like, respect, dude.
Right.
But then Judah Online, yeah. Shout out to I kicked it with my dog Nate, Brian, Weatherby, Spencer, all the band, and then Judah.
You guys are legends, dude.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening to the pod. And then their performance was epic. It was awesome. So much fun. It was like that outdoor stage.
Yeah.
At Jimmy Kimmel. It was amazing. Like they killed it. So
Fuck yeah.
so much fun. I'd love to see a full concert. And
I'll be there for that.
yeah, shout out to those dudes. Dudes, thank you for listening to the pod. Thank you for crushing it at Jimmy Kimmel. Thank you for the invite. And you guys are freaking legends. So what up?
Beast mode.
And Nate, thank you for texting me about all the stuff and getting me in.
Nice. That's fucking great. Thanks, dude. My legend of the week is old talk show host Dick Cavett. Guy is slick. I still do. I watch a lot of his old clips on YouTube. He's got great interviews with Jimi Hendrix and Marlon Brando. He gets really interesting stuff out of him. And it's long form, and they go to places that they wouldn't ordinarily. It's kind of like the Joe Rogan almost of its time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a different vibe than Joe Rogan. He's a little more like aristocratic. But dude, he kind of seems pompous, but he can bring it when like it's a conflict situation. Like he had the writer Norman Mailer and Gore Vidal on his show one time, and Norman Mailer's like a brute, and he's very aggressive, and he was like arguing super hard with Gore Vidal, and then Dick Cavett was like kind of intervening, and so Norman Mailer, to pick on Dick Cavett's like, why don't you just read your next question off your cue card, like basically suggesting that like all talk show hosts can do is read their cue cards and they can't like be quick on the spot. And then Dick Cavett goes, how about you take my cue card, fold it over 4 times and stick it where the sun don't shine. And then the whole crowd goes ballistic and you're like, go Dick, go Dick, go Dick. And it's just a really great moment. And he's got a bunch of those if you just YouTube him. And it's a really cool vibe for a talk show. So my legend of the week this week is Dick Cavett. Good work, my dog.
Nice.
Dude, what is your quote of the week?
All right, I'm gonna do one relevant to my week because I've been doing extreme discipline with my eating. Like all I want to do is eat a fucking plate of nachos and then 10 more after that, and then get some McNuggets with ranch, buffalo sauce, and then I want to get a fucking big burger, and I want to get a whole tub of ice cream and just dump it on my head.
It sounds like you want to fuck it.
And then get in the bathtub of M&Ms.
Wow.
And that's just for breakfast.
You're so hungry, it's like turned into lust.
Yeah, dude. Dude, like, I can smell burritos, like...
From miles away.
Yeah.
Like a dog in heat.
Yeah. So this comes from Joe Rogan.
Nice, dude.
Because if you can control what you eat, you can control all other aspects of your life.
Nice, dude.
And then there's just a picture of Joe shirtless.
I don't think that's going to play on camera.
Just Google it then.
Yeah, Google Joe Rogan shirtless. You've seen the photo. You guys have already seen the photo we're talking about. I've seen that picture of Joe Rogan shirtless 6,000 times. I could like describe it without seeing it. Like where the lines are on his body.
Yeah.
In his abdomen.
What's your quote?
My quote of the week comes from the Conversations with Tyler podcast, a podcast I really like with this behavioral economist, Tyler Cowen. I have to skip a couple of them or re-listen to a few of them because it can get pretty dry. But when it's good, it is good. And he had this venture capitalist, Sam Altman, on. And early on, this guy's like pretty persuasive. He's in that Elizabeth Holmes kind of entrepreneur where you're like, this person gets it. And they're very positive, so extra fun. And he said, it is the most expensive investing mistake in the world to be a pessimist. And it's a common one. That's actually the most expensive mistake to make in life.
I dig it.
All right, Chad. Do we have anything else?
What? A stoker actually reminded me that we said we were going to do our own mission statements.
Oh, right.
But should we wait to write those out?
Maybe we could write it right now.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing one for both of us?
Yeah, we'll do separate ones. Yeah, or do you want to do one for both of us?
I thought we were doing separate.
Okay,
ones.
let's do separate. So we said that we were going to do a mission statement for Going Deep with Chad and JT, and Chad Goes Deep, to show these surf companies how a mission statement is done. And we just wrote them in a minute. Chad, what is your mission statement for Chad?
All right, I'm gonna read what I wrote, and then maybe I'll improv
Revise.
a little bit.
Okay.
My mission is to attack life positively with extreme vigor and the force of Joe's hog. To spread good vibes, get everyone bronzed both on their bodies and in their domes. And just to be fucking amped.
Nice.
And not have my voice cracked when I say it. What's your mission?
Or
statement?
have your voice crack. I think it's sweet when your voice cracks.
Thanks.
Chad Goes Deep is about diving in instead of lashing out, learning, stoking the flames of self so that our fire shines light on others. It's about being horny, happy, and anxious at the same time, and being okay with all of it. Ketosis. We hope you have a good time hanging out.
Dude, that pretty much encapsulates both of us.
Boom, baby.
In a good way.
That's our mission statement. Take it to the bank. Is that it?
Let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Douglas Lubricant.
Yep.
Douglas, thank you guys so much for lubing our hogs, lubing our engines, and lubing our minds with good vibes. Guys, if you want to bone, and you want to bone well, and when you bone, you need to bone right with Douglas, all right? They have tons of flavors: orange, apple, watermelon, a mystery flavor, sort of like that mystery, fucking Airhead. So you never know what you're getting. But it could be popcorn, dudes, just like those Jelly Bellies. But they're such pranksters at Douglas. But yeah, they also have, original and anal. So dive on in, dudes. Lube up your life with Douglas.
And as always, we're sponsored by Danny Babona and UCI Baseball. It's a very special day for the Anteaters. They won their first NCAA tournament basketball game, and I'm so proud of them. And what I'd really love is for that momentum to carry over to the baseball program, where Danny Babona is the best pitching coach in America. Hey, they should call it UC Newport Beach because it's right there.
Beautiful.
All right, guys. Boom, clap.
That'll be it for episode 63 of the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being stokers, for being stoked, and for fucking, just getting amped. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ChadGoesDeep. And guys, give us a review. Should we do a review of the week?
Yeah, let's hit one.
Let me just fire up a review real quick. Okay, this guy goes from Earl Smith III. He goes, I went from schmoll to alpha of my squad in just 2 weeks after listening to this podcast.
It scares me a little bit, but that's very exciting for you.
Yeah. All right. That'll be it, episode 63. Thank you guys so much.
What was it that got him there?
I don't know.
Hey, babe. Miss you. Thinking about you. How about me going to a meeting and doing this before I go? And there's those big rains falling, but I miss you. I miss you a lot. What do you think? Crazy? No, babe. It's gonna be a while before we can do this again, because I know you're gonna keep that baby. But I think about you when I do it. I think about how much I miss you, how high we got together, how much fun it was. So much fun. The last little bit before I go to my meeting.